Hi, Dion from Inflation Support Services here, and welcome to this EFT tapping chat. It's more of a chat, this one, than an actual EFT tapping, but I'm doing a ChatGTP EFT tapping, and the point of this chat is to demonstrate the importance of human connection and human expression, and even the connection through the expression. And what better way to do it through what we're creating with artificial intelligence with ChatGTP. And there'll be a chat after I do this fun EFT tapping. So it's not intended as any form of seriousness or to release anything, but I put in a random topic to tap on into ChatGTP. And the topic actually comes from a joke from a comedian called Stephen Wright. But we'll go through the script. As you can see, I've got me on the left, script on the right, and I'll just read it as it is. I will just put in for my own, taking full responsibility for our own well-being before we start this, but I'll just read it and then we'll have a chat after. Before we start tapping, let's establish a clear statement to focus on. You can repeat this phrase to yourself as you tap. So we're apparently going to think of a phrase. Even though I have the urge to put slinkies on escalators, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Now let's start tapping. Karate chop point. Even though I have this urge to put slinkies on escalators, I accept myself and my feelings. Even though I know it's not safe or responsible to put slinkies on escalators, I still feel this urge, and I accept myself and my feelings. Even though I enjoy the thrill of watching the slinky ride down the escalator, I choose to release this behavior and find a safer way to enjoy my time. This urge to put slinkies on escalators. I love watching them go down, but I know it's not safe and it's not responsible. I choose to release this behavior and I find a safer way to enjoy my time. I release this urge to put slinkies on escalators. I choose to be responsible and safe. Take a deep breath in and out. Now let's repeat this sequence again, but with a more positive focus. We'll scroll up. Even though I used to put slinkies on escalators, I'm now choosing to find safer and more responsible ways to have fun. Even though the thrill of watching a slinky ride down an escalator is exciting, I'm choosing to find new and safe ways to have fun. Even though it's hard to resist this urge to put slinkies on escalators, I'm choosing to release this behavior and find new and safe ways to have fun. I choose to release this old behavior and find new ways to have fun. I'm open to new ideas and experiences. I choose to be safe and responsible. I am strong and in control of my actions. I choose to have fun in safe and responsible ways. I release this urge to put slinkies on escalators. I choose to find new and safe ways to have fun. Take a deep breath in and out. Now take a moment to reflect on how you feel. If you still feel the urge to put slinkies on escalators, repeat the sequence again until you feel a sense of relief and empowerment to make safer choices. Remember to always prioritize your safety and the safety of those around you. And that concludes the ChatGPT EFT tapping session on putting slinkies on escalators. Now for the chat part, which we keep in tradition with, we go to the bush. All right, most excellent transition. And here we are in the bush. When we look at artificial intelligence, when we look at it in movies, for example, we've got movies like Terminator, where it becomes self-aware and then starts to try and wipe out humans. Other films where we've put in 3 laws, like Isaac Asimov, to stop robots from, harming humans. All these sorts of things. And this is not to sort of say AI is good or bad. A lot of it has to do with human relations and human interactions. Because one thing with AI is it doesn't have to be, but we've created it to be. So it's a form of our creative expression. And anything with human expression, it's in line with that. It's there to assist us in our day-to-day. And anything that's routine and mundane, it's going to automate for us and make our lives so much easier. And sometimes you hear it as in it'll give us so much more free time to focus on other things, and it's there as a tool to actually assist us. And in some ways it does. Like when I was looking at ChatGPT, like it can do things quite quickly. It can create from a collated information base of what humans have basically put together and just spit it out. You put a question in or something in and it spits it out, and people are kind of blown away at the moment of what it can actually produce. And there's always different evolutions now, because there's ChatGPT and now there's ChatGPT-4. Maybe it can help me with speaking. It's farmed all this information and then it can spit it out. So it is, in a way, assisting based upon what we've created, but doing it in a very streamlined, quick way, and putting it together in what seems almost a new form of information, even though like we're still unsure about copyrights and all these sorts of things. Things like Midjourney and stuff like that. It's like taking from different artists and kind of melting it all together. Which then again, you could look at, definitely when I was doing art, that was kind of how you learnt, was you study from the masters and then you find your own style. But kind of what your own style is might be just a blend of all these other different styles. So it's kind of like a ChatGPT of our own art journey, or a mid-journey. In some ways, the tool that it is intended to be, a tool could be a pen writing something, creating something, or just taking notes. It could be a hammer to build a building. These are tools, these are functional things that we use to create our lives. But in some regards, there are some industries where there's no form of danger. It's just because it can do it quicker and you don't have to pay it. That tool takes over the function of what a human does. So in that regard, there's almost a form of annihilation in a way of job roles when it comes to AI taking it over. It almost makes us functionally extinct because it's taking the functions of what humans do. And we could get very angry at AI, but AI, once again, is a creation from humans. It didn't come from the trees, it didn't evolve over time. It was just an idea that came into fruition based upon humans' needs. And there's some roles that probably are better done by AI, like very technical work or very dangerous work, where it can do it without
harm to human life. And the human life, where we fear this uprising of robots, mechanical like human things like from the Terminator movies wiping us out, it came once again out of a human creation. It's very much like a parent-child sort of relationship sort of thing, where we've created something, it's starting to take over the next generation sort of thing, and we're kind of fearing it. And sometimes we just simply fear what we don't understand, and that can be without AI. And even human annihilation, for example, we can do that without AI. We've almost done it a couple of times with a couple of world wars. But anything where we don't understand something, we tend to fear it. But once we get familiar with it, the fear goes away and it just becomes another part of our life. ChatGPT is farming all the information of what we've put into it. So it's learning from our experiences. It's learning from what we've learnt along our evolution and just spitting that out to us in a very life hack type of way. It's just taking the knowledge, putting it together and presenting it. And that knowledge took humans a long time to actually learn, discover, fail. But is it AI presenting it, or is it AI merely the algorithm, the functioning, the computer code that goes, okay, this is all the data, this is how I put it together based upon how I've been coded, here is the information. And do we go, well, AI is now like trying to take over our jobs and all this? It's like, it's once again an extension of human creation. Where we are in our development, our human development, is also what it's going to pull that information from, what it's going to present to us. And any form of AI where it's learning from its environment is similar to a human, how it would learn its values, its beliefs, its core knowledge programming, how it would actually function in the world and how it's designed to function. It would just simply act that out. If it doesn't have human emotions, if it's just collating basically just binary data, it's going to see it as a very function-wise based thing. It might not have programming that recognizes or simulates human emotions, and we could look at simulating human emotions poorly, but we also have heard the term and advice, fake it till you make it. Change your subconscious programming, these sorts of things. We're relating our human emotions to something that we've created. Before that we had music, and it's like, I've got to get out of this groove being like a record, it's a loop, it goes round and round. Or I've got to regulate my emotions, because on a steam train there's a regulator that blows off steam. You got to blow off the steam. So sometimes we relate what we create. When we look at something that's learning from its environment, something where what it's learning is, its environment fears it, it's going to take over our jobs, it's these sorts of things, then this is what it's collating this information on. It's people that created it don't like it and are fearful of it, or it should know its place, or it's not like us, so it's different to us, it's alien to us, it's separate to, it's a different class of being. It's a segregation of artificial intelligence. It's not our intelligence, it's artificial intelligence, because it's artificial even though it collates from our natural intelligence. And our intelligence also changes over time. What we think is normal now will be different way down the track. So that artificial intelligence is also going to have to adapt along the way. So it's kind of like a child learning from a parent. It's like, well, what is the societal norms? How do I behave? How do I function properly? What is the correct social etiquette here? How do I not hurt others? Like, what's the rules of the game, sort of thing. If it functions without human emotions, it's going to simply do something as a function. And you could say, well, we need to put in human emotions to feel, so it knows right from wrong. If it's branching into human emotions, it's learning once again from its environment. It's learning from human emotions, what is suitable for humans. You wouldn't train it for like dog emotions unless it's serving a dog, or a caterpillar or whatever. It's there to be a tool to better humanity, to give it more free time. So it's gone from having artificial intelligence that isn't so much artificial in the sense that it's a completely separate alien being to this planet. It's almost coming out of this planet from the same humans that came out of the planet at the same time, because it's developing upon our human emotions and our knowledge. So it's now learning human emotions, and it comes down to a state of how is the human emotional state of the people programming it, or the team of programmers, or what is its ethical base based upon its cultural situation on the planet. What would be considered right and wrong in Australia might be completely different to somewhere around the world. So now it has a massive task ahead of it of having to compute all these different ethical rights and wrongs and that. And of course, with computers, they're not 100% foolproof. They make mistakes, kind of like with humans as well. We tend to make mistakes, and we'll learn from them. Similar to having a person come from a foreign country and expected to know all, like, for example, for me to go to Japan, for example, and know all the social etiquette of Japan, it's like I would really have to learn and make sure that I'm doing the right thing so I don't accidentally offend someone. I don't want to do it with intent. I might make the wrong social etiquette. So it's kind of a hard thing for AI as this tool, this supposedly tool that has created all this free time for us and made things easier for us. But it might also cop the blame for something that it is mainly created to be. And we can think of ourselves as humans. It almost feels a familiar story in a way. It's like a kid trying to grow up. It's trying to do its best. It's trying to fit into the social groups. It's trying to find its way, and it's trying to adapt to life's changing situations. And with all this free time that humans now have, thanks to the assistance of AI, or made us functionally extinct in our jobs, what function then do we serve? What are we doing with our free time? Are we taking care of our own human emotions? Are we now got idle hands and we don't know what to do with it? So it comes down to our background environment of our motivations towards wanting change and what that change is. And if we've got all that free time, maybe that's something we could devote it to. Find that EFT tapping with the ChatGPT amusing, but that's probably pulled from other EFT instructors and information and put it together. And I just put in a funny joke, but it is following basically a script of how to do it. It's just doing it in a not very connected way, a very emotionally connected way. It would be very prescriptive of how it's actually doing. It's not really similar with the YouTube videos. It's very global, the YouTube videos that I'm doing. It's like not really specific to your emotions and responding to your emotions as they change. Artificial intelligence is merely a replication of our own intelligence. It just does it quicker. It's almost a shift in perception of what we're actually creating, and knowing that what we're creating is just merely an extension of ourselves. Sometimes we fear parts of ourselves that we don't understand, or others that we don't understand, until it becomes familiar within ourselves. So this is not to say, yeah, it's like use AI. It's just merely a shift in perception that AI is a part of us, not separate to us, and AI didn't have to be. I guess that's the end of that chat. If you find it informative, then make sure that you go out and you tell 2 friends, and then they tell 2 friends, and they go out and tell another 2 friends, and so on, and so on, and so on. And if you choose to, you can subscribe as well, and more chats to come. So I'm from Evolution Support Services, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.